Hello. How's it going? Wait, let me see. Okay. You can hear me. All right. Waiting on people. Oh, Bacon, the link's in the chat, the group chat. I don't know if you're available, but and Lincoln is here. Then man, what's up? So I figure while we're waiting, we could watch this funny skit and then we'll get going. So a lot. So
oh, you got a Cybertruck?
Pretty sweet, right?
How could you afford this?
I had to take out a pretty big loan, but pretty soon the dollar's going to collapse anyway, so this thing will be practically free.
But if the dollar collapses, how are you going to pay back the loan?
You got to think about it as an investment. Pretty soon, this is going to have full self-drive, so I'll be able to rent it out as a robo-taxi. I'll rent out my car while I sleep. It's passive income. And anyway, pretty soon jobs will be automated with AI, so most people will be unemployed.
But if nobody has money, who's going to pay for your robo-taxi?
That doesn't matter, because if society collapses, you're going to need a big, strong truck like this to protect yourself from the riots. It can withstand bullets, or at least, part of it can.
Can I try it out?
No, the battery's dead. I didn't actually have enough to buy the Tesla wall connector thing. I kind of assumed it would just come with a truck.
So you didn't get the charger?
I'm going to. I just need the price of Bitcoin to go up.
No sound. Oh my God, what happened? It all fell apart. You heard me ramble for a while. So, anyways, wait. Can you hear me now? Damn thing. Okay. Just end the live stream already. Okay, I think my sound is back. That was funny. So, anyways. Well, Oh God. Okay, where was I saying? I had a whole spiel. I was talking and no one heard me, but yeah. So I've been a bear of SoFi for some of you might see me because I was making fun of Tanner, but I've been a bear since like February 23, very early last year, ever since I got hold of this stock, and it's a laughing stock. It's embarrassing that people are so excited about this bank. It's a bank. We're on the precipice of an industrial revolution in America with, all the companies coming back from China. You got that. You got AI build outs. You've got these amazing tech companies, all that. And you're buying a bank. I have no words for it. And it's a crap bank, and they take very risky decisions, and you're going to pay for it someday. So, but I'm here for the popcorn for SoFi people, but they're all down. I doubt very few of them, although they all will tell you that they bought it when it was like $4. Every single one of them will say they bought it at $4 and they're up already. Of course they are. So nobody's down magically. So here we are. Good thing I did. So the mute button, like if I'm moving this, I can hit it. The mute button's on the top, and I won't even notice that it's muted. I've done that a few times. Okay, read the comments. Oh my God. Can we make subtitles? Repeat everything you just said. Oh my goodness. Hilarious. He's in Fubo and Pampered Chef. Oh my God. So did you all know there is a Fubo freaking there's a Fubo channel. I couldn't believe this. So he used to call himself like Fubo TV or Fubo Investing, but the stock is such a pile of crap. So he changed the name of his channel to this Finance Law with Shahin. I guess that's his name. But this guy is like I cannot believe like a channel devoted to this stock. And I mean, look, he's very dedicated. Oh, look, imagine that the first video is Jeremy. So here's just another person that Jeremy's ruined. And he's very excited about the opportunities of Fubo, which I've never understood Fubo. I honest to God. And I remember, I think one of the videos Jeremy had, he literally was talking about the excitement of Fubo bringing sports gambling to like sport. So as like, I guess the idea was like, as Fubo streaming the sports, pop up like betting on the television as you're watching the game, and you can just do it, which I think it's kind of doubtful that the gaming boards are going to let that go through. They don't play around, the gaming commissions in each state. I just thought that was a regulatory nightmare. And I think it was the company announced they weren't pursuing it anymore, like before Jeremy did the video where he talked about how excited he was on it. But it was hilarious. How badly has this thing gotten crushed? So yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I don't understand why you think this company will do well. It doesn't make any sense. So, but anyways, so I'm getting off on a tangent. Let me see. Yeah, I'm doing awful. Bought at 775, but I'm sorry. But I mean, you're not a bad person, okay? I don't know why you bought it. I've disliked it. I don't care I disliked it when it was $10 and $8 and $4. In the end, it's a very troubling company. I have lots of content on SoFi. I would just tell you, like, SoFi is filling this void that the big banks don't want, right? There's certain types of banking that the big banks just don't want to get into. It's just risky. And mitigating risk is important. It's not just about growth of banks. It's about mitigating risk. So they don't want to grow into these certain areas. So SoFi is kind of growing into these voids. And so the personal loans, right? They're growing those fast. But now you're seeing like they're trying to go into real banking now, diversifying. And I've looked at what they're doing. They have more products, but they're not diversifying. You look at like the actual book there. The housing, the mortgages is not growing much. The credit cards is a nothing burger. Student loans is a very troubling business. Enrollment in college is down. I mean, because there's less younger people. So that's not a growing business either. It just makes no sense. They're going to hit these brick walls in the growth, and then they're going to have to go more into personal loans to continue the growth narrative. I'm not, nobody's saying it's bankrupt. I'm not saying, and the people that, when you're a bear on it, which it's something weird. I think the company sucks, but like their response is like, you think it's bankrupt or a zero. I don't think it's a zero necessarily. Lots of banks can flounder around. Lots of banks exist that just flounder around in America. There's like 4,000 banks. So I'm sure most of them are crappy investments, but their growth narrative, I just really doubt it. And I think there are some things that they're and then they think you think it's a fraud or something, but they've made decisions in valuing some of their assets in their books, which they're allowed to in GAAP accounting, which are questionable, and that can bite them in the future. I don't put I'm not shorting them. So like, I don't particularly put my short narratives online because that's kind of another problem. That's problematic also. But do what you want. Maybe it will meme stock to $20. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think you keep buying the dip though, honestly. Like a stock you buy and then it keeps going down and down. You don't have to keep buying the dip to assure yourself that you made the right decision. Like it's okay to just hold. Like I've held stocks that went red and then over time they grew and it did all right. Crocs. I didn't keep doubling down on it. However, I have been hedging the position. I made like 400% on SoFi puts last week. However, I still hold it. I could argue about the bull thesis, but it won't change your mind. I've heard your bull theses. I mean, there is avenues that they can do well, right? You are at risk of serious repercussions for such a non-diversified loan book. Things could happen in the economy that could crush SoFi. Contrary to that, if those events don't happen and certain scenarios, SoFi can do great. If unemployment stays down and if unemployment doesn't keep rising and we start lowering rates aggressively, like there's scenarios. It's like any, right? There's like this spectrum of future possibilities, right? And you have options. SoFi could be in the spectrum that works out, but I don't think the risk return is what you think it is. For the risk you're taking. So, oh my goodness, Dresser.
What's up, man?
Off the mountain.
Dude, off the mountain, man. I'm so tired. It's stupid. Stupid how tired I am right now.
So you figure you'd jump on.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a topic really. I just because so Eric did a video on SoFi from Investing Sucks like yesterday or 2 days ago. So I just thought I'd bring up first. He hit a lot of points I think that I've made and Fabio have made. And he goes into like actually valuing the company more in detail.
Yeah.
He values it like a bank. Shocking.
SoFi sucks. So
yeah. So he values SoFi as a bank, which Tanner just did a reaction video and he got all butthurt about that. But valuing it a bank, he gets at about the valuation that you would expect.
Yeah. It's like a bank with a tech call option essentially, right? But that's kind of, up in the air.
And like Galileo isn't growing what they think. Like the revenue portion, like I've already looked at it. Like the revenue looks impressive, but then if you dig into actually the profit from Galileo, it's barely squeezing growth. And that's the important thing, I think. Because then it questions like what kind of discounts or sales are they offering? What kind of promotions are they offering with the software?
Yeah. For sure.
If the revenue scales, but not the profits. But everyone should go watch this video. But yeah. So we will see. But I've been right. And
but I've been all right.
I don't give a shit. I hated SoFi when it went from $4 to $10. I still thought it was a crappy. And look who's right? I'm consistent. So, and it went
my buy price on SoFi, I was like, if I was gonna buy this, it'd be around like $4.50 or so.
I think it's worth $4 to $5.
Hindsight,
yeah.
Like hindsight, 2020.
That's why when it was at $5, I bought it. Plus, I thought it was going to pump on the memes, and it went from like $5 to $9. So Oh my goodness.
Man.
Get this guy.
What? Oh, now everybody's on.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Yeah, Jesse's a trendsetter.
Do I over
Let's
here?
go.
Yeah.
I called the boys.
I put out the call. No. Okay. How's the car show going?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're gonna head out for a beer soon.
Hey.
Nice.
So what's going on? I saw the chat about did he cover that video?
Yeah, he just did a reaction to Eric's video, and then I jumped. I went on my alt account because I'm blocked, and I started going at some of his commenters a bit. So,
Oh my gosh!
because he says like he'll debate bull or bears, and I'm like, I'm here, let's do this. And people were at, and then he just can't. He just closed off the stream. He won't debate me. But
Bro, what a coward! Okay, so if that's so funny. He reacted to Eric's. Because Eric, I mean, he's been we've interacted before. He's been on the channel, and he knows his stuff.
he covers like
watched
if
his
you
video
haven't seen it,
on SoFi yet.
he pretty much hits all the points we've made in his video. So it's really good. But
Yeah, no, it's all the SoFi cope is hilarious. So he reacted to the video. I'm assuming from the comments I saw on it, he just basically dismissed all of it and was like, "Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
yeah, goes back to that Eric values it as a bank. It is a bank, and then they all get butthurt and they think it's some super growing fintech. Like, I don't know. Like when
Yeah.
Dude,
like
whatever
PayPal,
that was in the
you know?
background, Fabio, that sounded good. Sounded
The what?
good. I said whatever that was in the background, that sounded good.
Oh, I have no idea what it was. It drove away.
I don't know. Somebody just like let her rip tater chip. Opened it up. I was like, oh man. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff here.
You gonna get that Lotus?
No, that's actually Cuban drug lords.
Those look cool. Like I've test driven the I forgot what the new one was. Shit. What's it called?
Oh,
It was fun.
So his is the prior generation. His is the Evora. The new one is the Amira.
Yes.
New one's the
Especially
Amira. The Amira looks really sick.
It was fun. It was fun to drive. I didn't get to go very fast though.
You know, originally they were supposed to be like $80,000.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like I think it. What do they go for 90? I mean they don't go for
Yeah,
that much.
now they're a lot more. Yeah. But yeah, PayPal. Apparently Jeremy made a video on PayPal. This guy just like basically comments on my video bragging about how PayPal goes up and then it goes down 12%. He can't win. He's so sad. It's like, oh, he can't win. And I didn't even know. So apparently from Echoes' video, from his I thought he only lost $1 million in Tattooed Chef. Apparently he lost $3 million across all of his accounts.
Oh my god.
So when you
Was
do
that,
that, it's like, dude,
Jeremy?
your meta, your meta game,
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
like, oh, that's cute, like that's nothing. That's like already dwarfed. Plus your Tesla gains, plus your Elf gains, all of it, it's dwarfed by the losses.
Did you know it's back?
One
Did you know it's
stonk.
back?
Wait, what's back?
Tattooed
back?
Chef is back.
What do you mean it's
The
back?
brand?
Yes.
Oh, and someone acquired it?
Well, Sam Gletty's still running it. So what that was it? Ventured Plants.
Ventured plants.
I'm gonna screw the name up.
Oh, gosh.
Someone's gonna tell me.
This is why we can't have nice things. For once, it's
Is this
nothing
still
I did.
trading?
Planted Ventures. Here we go. Okay. Yep. Planted Ventures.
All right, I'm
Dear
gonna go back
God.
into the audience because then I'm gonna go hang out here. But I'll see you
Bye,
guys. I'll be
Fabio.
back
All right,
in the
later.
audience. Yeah.
There you go. It's back. It's an LLC though. So for now you won't. So you can't ruin retail people again, at least yet. But I'm sure Sam Galetti will in court. He'll bring it public again. Second
Why
bite of
doesn't-
the apple.
Why doesn't Jeremy go in for like a seed or a secondary round?
It's still the same
Private
model.
equity.
It's still Italian food that gets grown in Italy, and it gets shipped to California to be put in packages, and then you have to ship it back to wherever the grocery stores
You gotta
are.
be kidding me.
It still makes no
How
sense as a business, but
in the world.
God.
and then like the vegetarians and vegans of my that I know, they prepare their own food, like, and honestly, if they don't prepare their own food, they go buy like French fries, like if they forget, but normally they cook. So let's see. Oh, Andrew, look at Andrew, the freaking, of course, Andrew asked this, is it a short?
Of course it is.
It would have been a glory. I mean, at the beginning of the year, Fubo would have been yeah. Look at that.
Would have been great.
The
It's
problem
fine.
that I don't know so much about Fubo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really couldn't say. Because
Dang.
at this price, you'd have to be worried. Like, what's the actual like value of the assets? Do you think somebody could come in and would someone swoop in and buy it if the assets got close to the market cap? That's what gets me concerned at some points. Like Aaron's Reynolds got bought by private equity, right? So during your Conn short, I literally said, I'm like, I would be concerned that it's a crappy company, but a good business in just different macro situations, those rental furniture places. And I'm like, if it got to a certain valuation, someone could pick it. So I don't know. I can't wait. My baby, look at this thing go. Look at this thing.
Ooh.
No, that's deceptive.
Well.
They did 21
Well.
reverse split.
Oh, okay. Sad.
So I've shorted this 3 times. I thought
The
I
fake
was
up pump.
done. I really kind of, when they did the reverse split, I kind of thought about a 4th shot at it, but I feel like I'm too greedy and I don't know. So I didn't, but man, it tanked after they did the reverse split. Like as soon as they did the reverse split, it was down like 18 or I think it was 16% immediately. It did recover a little bit, but I mean, this company's going bankrupt. It's just a matter of time. So
very nice.
Unless I would be, I mean, they do have technology that someone could consider interesting. That would be a concern. At a certain it was like a 300 million market cap before the split. This is not right. This number here, that's not right. So, anyways, space is for science, not freaking profits. I can't stand that shit.
Yeah, especially right now, these days now.
Yeah. And if you're relying on like launches, like they had an aggressive, I think a new plane came out. They were planning 6 launches a year. I'm like, that's kind of aggressive, honestly. I thought like if anything goes wrong with like the first, second flight of the year, I seriously doubt they're going to do all 6. These businesses are just like, I don't even think it should be a public company. I don't understand why you should not be a public company that you can buy stock in.
If I wanted to invest in space, I'd invest in like Amazon and Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla. But
like interesting, like Northrop Grumman is a great space investment. You have satellites and orbital platforms and telescopes, stuff like that. But recurring revenue is tough. I mean, SpaceX does have the ultimate recurring revenue right? But it's wrapped in all this other crap they're doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know is it really investable? I mean, I guess if he does launch it at some point.
But also Amazon, right? With Blue Origin and Kuiper, right? So Kuiper
is that under Amazon or is that under Bezos?
Yeah, Kuiper is, I believe, under Amazon, under Blue Origin, and that is because I got recruited for them. Said no, but no. So the Kuiper is basically Amazon's competition to Starlink, which is a low Earth orbit satellite constellation that's going to provide Kuiper, like is it KUP? I don't know, something like that.
Cube.
Let me see.
Project Kuiper. Oh, wait. I think this might be it. There we go.
Kuiper.
Kuiper. I have not heard of this.
Yeah, so that's basically Amazon's competition to Starlink via or Starlink, Tesla, SpaceX. That's their low Earth orbit satellite constellation that will provide high bandwidth broadband to various regions that don't have the infrastructure to support it. The physical infrastructure, or like the fiber infrastructure.
Oh no!
So
do they own the satellites?
Yeah.
Who launches the satellites? Is it Rocket Lab or?
I think they're doing a mix. Like, so, and that's the hard thing, because if you look at Amazon, if you look at their
oh, here we go.
Program for this, like SpaceX has such a big advantage because they're basically shoving out like 40 to 60 LEO satellites on any launch that they do. Like SpaceX basically reserves the right to be able to push up that payload amount on every single launch. So even the launches that SpaceX gets like paid to do, they're pushing up Starlink satellites on those launches. So I don't know how Amazon could like potentially keep up from a cost perspective, but also Amazon has tons of money to blow. So we'll see.
This is just like, do you really think this is worth it for Amazon with everything else they got going?
Well, I mean, Amazon is built off of like, really tilted bets, essentially, right? Like Amazon is valued at what it is today. It has grown to what it is today because of very like high risk, high reward bets.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't see an issue with it. But
is there subscriptions to this? How do you get access to this as a customer?
Yeah, it'd be like paying for your monthly like internet bill.
Okay.
Right.
No, so what are they doing?
It's full blown like a broadband internet service.
Going after American Tower.
I think they're in like the trial stage of it, right? Like,
okay.
They're not
here we go.
Deployed yet.
This is why I never heard of it. Yeah.
FCC licensure
by July 2026. We launch okay 23. Okay. Well, that's why I didn't notice this when I bought 100 shares, but cool.
Yeah. So the more you know.
So American Tower and Crown Castle still get to relax for a bit.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I said that too, right? I said like the biggest threat to broadband cable and like even 5G like cell service and stuff like that is LEO satellite with advancements in radio technology from those LEO satellites. So
for those that don't know, LEO, low Earth, or Dan showing right
now.
Low
orbit.
Yeah. Having seen alphabet soup.
There's Leo, and then there's MEO, and then there's GEO. I think MEO is medium Earth orbit, and then GEO is geostationary Earth orbit, where essentially the satellite is rotating at the same speed as the Earth, so it always maintains the same like spot on the Earth, right? So if it's like rotating with Texas, it's like always rotating with Texas.
Oh, okay. So have you seen the newest video from Mr. Portman? You were out, right?
Who is this guy?
Oh, okay.
Dude, enlighten me. I'm behind on the times apparently.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I figured Conn short.
Huh?
Somebody found him because he bought a bunch of Conn.
I am in the Conn short.
Okay, well, if you've noticed some of the after hours volume
via certain instruments.
Fair enough. Okay. No, I wanted to do options, but I'm like, I was waiting for volume, right?
dude.
Like I needed
got in
volume.
on the-
Like, and you don't know
You
which
got in
strike
on the same ones that
volume
I
comes
got
in
in
at.
on.
Oh,
So
look who
you got in
showed
on
up.
the same ones that I got in on.
I need to work.
But then
I
you
just wanna say
sold.
hi
You
to a
paper
big
handed
fan. He
after like
shows
20
videos.
minutes.
I can't really talk very long. I'm doing work, but I just want to say hi. I'm a big fan of his videos. He put his analysis, by the way, in the recent one.
Oh
If
God.
you look in the
Oh my God,
comments-
he did.
If you look in, you have to go in the comments.
Wait. How do I turn? I hate shorts.
If you go to the top, there should like a little volume thing should come up. I don't know why it doesn't work on yours. Do you not have premium? No, you have premium.
Wait a minute. No sound. Oh wait, there it is.
2:30.
Okay.
Cons is hands down the worst company to invest in. Its portfolio suicide. Anyone putting money into it shows little to no understanding of finance. They've been
It's
caught
fun
illegally
burning
trafficking
money.
puppies to China for clothing materials, a total ethical and legal nightmare. If you enjoy lighting money on fire or flushing it down the
every time.
toilet, then Cons is
every
the
time.
stock for you.
Let's go.
So Jesse, he started with 56. Now he's down to 46 after what happened on.
So he's already down 10 grand on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the comments though, because like someone was like, "What's your analysis?" And I made some comments I know he read that he just didn't respond to because you can't see him there. But like his response to, because
I think you
responded.
deleted your comments because
No.
you had comments, and then
I did.
didn't you have comments on some?
Another one's not this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But right there, the 50 million thesis, you can see like right at the bottom of that under, down right there, it says read more up.
Oh,
it's the
there we
third
go.
comment. Yeah.
Oh, there's the one you posted. Okay.
Okay, thesis 50 mil market cap with over 1 bill in sales pre. Oh my God, a massive acquisition in process. What acquisition? Is he talking Badcock, which already happened
Yeah.
and has torpedoed them?
Mm-hmm.
They got paid to do that, and they didn't get paid enough apparently.
Not to mention that's like, hey, any acquisition is a great acquisition.
Dude,
Like, this is bullish. No matter what, we could be buying a turd. It's great, guys. Don't worry.
I do like that he says long history of being profitable aside from the last 6 quarters.
People are freaking out because of the 10Q, which has not been filed yet, which can signal. You mean that's only a signal for okay, whatever.
I don't know. I guess it means 800 million in revenue. I don't know why it says 800 million.
Just go in the past, and they'll keep doing what they did in the past that worked out. I mean,
Also, he's like 50 million is close to what they'd be worth if they actually declared bankruptcy. So he's not counting like the dilution from that acquisition, which he's talking about. But like this was all like what I said. These were like things I brought up in my comments that you can't see on this.
They like so much of their accounts receivable though has been financialized. Like we can't even count on that. If you're
Mhm.
like gimmick as an equity holder is that residual claim, like it's just you're screwed.
55 comments now. This is like the greatest thing he's ever posted. Here's
Dude, look.
20,441.
You gotta look at his comments with
Cons
Fubo. So-
towards the end of the market day today.
he's just out of the blue is like, I'm gonna buy this failing furniture company and I'm gonna put $56,000 in it.
Why not?
Oh,
It did so after hours too, which I find hilarious.
oh, there's way more here now. Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
No, you have to go to the Fuhat one. Oh no, yeah, this one. Where he's like, Fuhat goes, "It's screwed. Why do you think so?" Fuhat says, "Talk to Andrew." And he says, "LOL, what is going on?"
Slaughterhouse. Oh, he okay, what did he? Okay, this is
That's
yeah,
what
we were trying to save him, or Andrew was. I was trying to support Andrew. Like, you should listen to him. Oh my goodness.
It's very rare you get to see like have a face and name to
It's just like you guys
on the other
did,
side.
you did extensive research on this for weeks, and then right at like the pinnacle of the downtrend, you find this guy that went opposite, 56,000 all in. It's like It's just so funny. I
like appreciate the fact that he's just enjoying the meme, man. He's just like, oh yeah, it's down again. Oh well. Like if my account just like torpedoed 20%, I would just be like, oh, let's make a meme.
So his video change, Jesse. You gotta like some of it. He did this video. Should you own Apple or Nvidia? Okay, he chose Apple. Let's do the time. The time is February of 2024, and he said Apple was a buy, not Nvidia. So it's just like every video, it's like a string of going down the wrong path.
Well, shortly after this, he bought puts on Nvidia.
What? I'm always scared to short anything. Like I'm a wuss.
No, it is a little scary. It's like for me, I'm always like, okay, did anything come out? I even checked today. I was like, did they release anything today? They did.
No, of course not. Every day is con day, Andrew, until delisting.
Yeah, I wish so. The first day I jumped in and out of con. Like I literally just had time before I went home from work, and I saw the bid spread like kind of flip. So I shouldn't have sold it though. I should have just held those. But then I jumped back in the next day. Whatever.
All right, I'm gonna hop off and continue working. So.
All right.
But I saw this. Sounds like I have to get off.
Fine.
Yeah, the problem was like I didn't know what strike the volume was going to come in at. So I've had this bite me before. Like, so if you're going to do the shorting put game, like you could be right on your thesis, right on the down of the stock. But if you pick the wrong strike, right, if you try and jump in before the volume comes in, then like you can even see it like on Virgin Galactic. I could even show the higher volume when it shot down Tuesday, like 16%. The higher volume contracts went up quite a bit, and then but the lower volume ones, you know, some of them even went down actually.
But if you're in the money, you can always just execute, right? Execute and then cover.
Yeah. You should. You're right.
Should.
Most brokers though don't make it easy to execute. Like you have to call them. There's no button to push. So if you want to buy the shares, yeah, you have to like. Friggin' such a mess. But
I just love
my friend has that dilemma. He has 3 micron options right now, calls. So he's gonna execute 1, and then he's gonna keep 70 of the shares and sell 30 to, I think that's what he said, take some profit. He bought these when it was $90 with a $70 strike. Now it's up to 150, I think. So I was like, hold.
Very nice.
But yeah, mine are gone though. I just have the stock, not the option. I should have, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got out like my options at 125. So I still have the stock though. Oh my God, look at all these comments. I don't know. Oh, talking about the Mr. Portman. Like, poor guy. If you and Andrew are right, I mean, he's going to lose it all. I mean, I don't know how far I'm going to go with this. I'm not sure yet.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't see Cons being a winner long term.
Hell no. No.
Right? Like, maybe we get some type of, like, pump, right? Like, covering pump or something like that. But I don't know. Like, the business is just crap.
Yeah, like the fact that they hold the loans where...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're basically having to analyze, like, their debt book, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, no one's coming in to save them.
Like,
I don't
it's
think.
all like, you know, subprime, horrible debt book on assets that are not going to be worth what they were when they sold them, right? Like,
you know, Jesse, people that are financially astute take loans out for furniture, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
yep. You know, that's why I got all my furniture on loans.
I'm just glad I've done well enough in life. I don't have to make weekly payments on my couch. So, but I don't know. Seems like
I came home. I went to sit down, and then I was like, "Oh wait, I gotta
There's
$5.
there's a bill collector in the arm. And if you don't, like,
$5.
spikes
There
come
you
up,
go. I can sit
you
down.
don't get joy out of this.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
I don't see how those businesses survive because, like, you can go to Facebook Marketplace now, and it's very easy to buy furniture.
Yeah.
There's Habitat for Humanity stores.
Yup.
Yeah.
There's bargain
almost
outlets
like-
that are so damn cheap to buy furniture. Like
Yeah.
Bob's. I have one called Bob's Discount here. I mean, you get a whole set for not that bad. Take a SoFi personal. We just go.
Oh my god. Well, it's like borderline like predatory too.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
it's jacked up.
it is.
I think I do, like, I see the business, I guess, like people that go on assignment, like maybe if you go to work at a specific, you're traveling person, like you go on like a 6-month contract,
So
you make good money and you want nice furniture just for the 6 months. I
Like,
guess those stores make sense.
get a luxury suite that's fully furnished. Like, come on. You know, nobody's gonna do that.
Mhm.
Nobody in that position is gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a weird business.
No one's gonna miss this company when it goes under.
King generally. So I tried. So do you remember when Tattooed Chef, it was at $0 for like a brief moment? The value of the bankrupt shares was 0. So I called Schwab and I wanted to buy the entire company. I'm like, can I just? It's worth 0. I'll pay some fees. I don't care. Let me buy the whole thing. So
Do you know what the market cap of that ticker is right now?
no.
What is it?
$8,360.
Dude,
Fabio could buy all of it.
Dude, any of us could buy the company.
Any of us could. I think Fuhat's portfolio has grown where he could buy the company.
If I could buy it and put it on like a plaque, it would be hilarious. Just put it like on your wall. I am the owner of Tattooed Chef.
Owner, Tattooed Chef, R.I.P.
Oh my goodness. Roku and Fubo are up there. iRobot for tech companies that end up in the dustbin of history.
Man,
Yeah, I've
I
never
iRobot
understood
was,
the
like,
model for
trippy.
Roku or Fubo. Like they just don't make sense why they even exist.
Because
every TV
iRobot was one of those where we did some merger arbitrage, made some money on it, and then it like basically went to what it's at 940 right now. Damn,
Deal got killed.
Yeah.
got dead.
My wife has one and it sits in the corner collecting dust. I don't think she's ever turned it on. She got it for Christmas and it's like,
I mean, like
cool.
hindsight being 2020, like iRobot was actually probably a better short than long during the merger arbitrage at certain points, because it like you knew what the buy price was going to be for sure, right? If it didn't go through, you knew it was basically crap. Yeah.
I think the moment would have been when the European Union asked follow-on questions. So they didn't outright say no, right? They asked follow-on questions, and I kind of like Amazon's not going to freaking answer these.
Yeah.
So, and they just let it die. Yeah. Well, I think you had more. I think I took 2 shots at it. I think it was 2 cracks. I think you did like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. I made some a little bit here and a little bit there.
It was beautiful because like everyone would forget it was the deal was still on, and the stock would just dip, and then Jesse's.
I remember like, I think it was like, in the 30s, and the acquisition price was like 61 still, and I took a bit, and then it popped on some type of like EU news or something like that, or UK approved it. EU didn't, but UK did, and it popped on that. But yeah, those are always hard.
I don't know what UiPath stock. Someone asked.
Yeah,
Oh god.
my guess is if he's asking if it's oversold, and that's probably more of a technical analysis question.
Oh, look at this dustbin, 52% down this year. Global
Oh,
software
man.
company, robotic process automation. I mean, SaaS businesses have not had a good year so far
Dude.
in general. So
It's wild, man.
I know.
Because there's some solid SaaS companies out there that are like getting into some very interesting areas right now.
And Dropbox.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of it
Dropbox.
really is? Do you think it's macro, or do you think really people are scared of what artificial intelligence is going to do?
Yeah, no, I think it's the latter. I don't think it's even people. I think the market is hedging the potential for AI to disrupt a lot of these companies, and they don't really know how to like hedge that. Like they don't know what the possible risk is for AI disrupting a lot of these different SaaS services, SaaS companies. So it's just like, well, we don't know what to do, so let's just sell it off. Yeah, that's kind of my my thought on
This
it.
goes into my first topic. This is a great segue.
There you go.
So, boom. So, I don't know if Jesse knows. McDonald's canned their artificial intelligence driven drive-through software with IBM. So this was Monday or Tuesday, but they said it just didn't go very well. One of the problems is the software had trouble detecting accents, and accuracy of orders was a problem. I think Jesse
do it.
froze.
No, Jesse's here. He said that'll do it.
Yep. So this is kind of like, you know, here's application, right? This was an obvious, everyone said this was the most obvious application of artificial intelligence, I think, was like, well, customer service, and then this like artificial intelligence taking your drive-through orders. Everyone's like, oh, that'll be the first jobs to go.
Layup.
Yeah, I think this was one of the most layup artificial intelligence thesis people had, and here's McDonald's saying nope. So far, they're not. It's not a dead idea. They are gonna pursue. They want to look at other alternatives apparently, but first bite at the apple, not so great.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Did they use like IBM Watson or whatever their AI platform is?
It didn't really say, which is so. This was McDonald's technology. So here's the funny part. This was McDonald's technology they sold to IBM, and then they partnered with IBM. So here's the original. It was back in 2021. Yeah, McDonald's is selling its automated ordering to IBM, and then now it's IBM's football, but McDonald's was still using the technology, and now they've dumped it after they sold it. What? So you gotta love McDonald's.
What a chat move. Like,
yeah, they sell
like,
the technology
guys, we got
and then
this
say we're
thing.
done.
We know it sucks, but we're gonna sell it to you, and then we're gonna use it, and then we're gonna be like, yeah, it does suck. We told you that.
We're gonna dump it. I'm loving it. This is why I've always loved McDonald's. There are companies that don't make hard decisions. They don't want to cut something because it could be embarrassing. Like some fast food companies probably would just let this linger, even though they know it doesn't work, because they don't want to admit it doesn't work. But McDonald's doesn't care. They just cut it and they move on. They don't care about the optics of things. So like Wendy's has Wendy's AI. They've branded it their own name. So they might keep it, just not so they don't want to admit it doesn't work or doesn't make sense. So anyways, this is why winners keep winning.
Wendy's should name their AI squared, because all their burger patties are squared.
No, that's
go.
asking for Dorsey to sue. Square.
Like, do I think they'll figure this out? I guess, but like technology meets humans. Like people have different accents. I don't know how the AI is going to figure that out.
No, fairness to the AI.
Honestly, also people say words incorrectly. How does the AI figure that out? People speak like crap sometimes. So I don't know. It's not even a pronunciation thing. They might say fries wrong. I don't know. Like
I've had like really, really thick Louisianan accents just like completely torpedo it. Like for me, like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't. Yeah, like I'm sorry, I can't.
Some of those you're like, I don't know how the robots are going to know.
Yeah, because many humans won't be able to.
Yeah, we don't get it. What's the robots?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was a fun story. But
Well, it's funny because like McDonald's, like the most value that they've seen on the tech side has probably just been from their mobile ordering, right? And their automated ordering, not automated ordering,
Yeah.
but they're like their self-service ordering, right? I never use like the drive-through or the you know, counter ordering whenever I go to McDonald's. It's always kiosk ordering or mobile ordering. And I don't think people like there's way more value in that than replacing somebody that's just talking to somebody else doing ordering through a drive-through.
this is always the part I don't know how this is going to work, because a lot of these AI theses for what it's going to do initially, people theorizing, it's like entry-level jobs. And that sounds like smart, right? Oh, entry-level jobs or menial, they'll use AI to do it. But it's like you're taking an entry-level job, low paying, and you're replacing it now with engineers, right? People that design these systems, robotic people. You're taking entry-level job, replacing it with more higher level people. I don't understand how that works. Like when the rubber hits the road, actually.
But also like replace it to where, or you don't even have to replace the entry level job. You have to shift the dynamic of the process to where the customer is doing the entry level job.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where the
more
value
believable.
is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the value.
that's where the value is like when you shift the system to where the customer is doing the entry level job themselves by being like, yeah, going to a kiosk and saying, I want this, 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 and this. You completely remove the entry level job. You aren't dependent on the nuances of AI and like ordering and like languages and stuff like that. And then like, yeah, I think that's where the biggest benefit is. You know, AI is going to have its place, but I don't know.
You give them the choice, right? I go to some McDonald's, like there's not even a front counter person. It's like the manager's floating between the counter and the back. And then they have like 5 kiosks in front where most people use the kiosk or the cell phone they already ordered before they even show up. So they don't technically even have a cashier now. It's just kind of the manager floats back and forth.
Exactly.
But I would just hope you, like, I don't give a shit what Burger King, Wendy's, it doesn't matter. McDonald's is the only one, and maybe Chipotle, the only ones that matter, I think, as far as systems you should pay attention to.
Do you know what HCM company is going that route?
No.
It's Paycom. So Paycom has like self-approved payroll systems, right? To where their employees are essentially filling out and approving their own time cards, right?
I remember
you're removing administrative burden from your like payroll department. You're putting it on another person that's already, you know, essentially doing the data input. So,
I mean, I do my own data input as a state worker. I enter my time and my leave accruals. I do all that myself. It just gets approved. I think they're only just approving for mistakes, like clerical mistakes at the top. Like I don't touch the coding. I guess the coding gets screwed up sometimes in the back end, but they'll tell me redo it. But I didn't touch that part. So.
But yeah, like Paycom and
that makes more sense though.
Absolutely destroyed. So
technology taking the burden of entry level to the customer, not the AI, and the AI just could support that. Yeah, I would agree with that. So anyways, who else? Wow, look at all the comments. Oh my goodness.
All the comments.
If I missed your comments, because you have to like at me, otherwise I just think you're talking to each other. But someone asked last stream, I missed it, and they asked why I like SCHG over QQQ. I could get to that at some point, but it was a good question. I don't know if they're here or not. Culver's is 10 times better than McDonald's, only 20 more expensive. Good value bet. The hell's is that a grocery store?
It's a regional fast food chain. It's one that I happen to like.
You own it?
I don't own it because I think it's a private company. It's just as a fat boy and customer perspective, I happen to enjoy myself some Culver's.
I don't
that
know anything
perspective.
about this. Interesting.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin based, so like things like cheese curds and
Oh my God,
other
you
things.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, custard.
Yeah, frozen custard is one of their
Dude.
other main things.
I had custard at Virginia Beach. Freaking amazing. Like I don't think I've ever had custard before. I don't really know. I guess it's like the amount of air they put in it. But
Oh yeah, that is
damn
true.
good, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I would just get that anywhere here though. It's like a beach food.
I like forever ago, pre even military time. I worked at Culver's, and unless things changed, get the chocolate frozen custard, not the vanilla, if you care about sugar intake, because they add the vanilla extract to the vanilla custard, which jumps up the sugar content if you care. But
Lincoln
honestly, if you're getting custard, come on.
Lincoln and me are SCHG goats, but like people are like, oh, is it superior? It's like, I mean, no, it's just SCHG is a purpose-built growth index. QQQ is not. SCHG has mid-cap exposure. QQQ does not. SCHG has lower fees than QQQ. Stuff like that. But people are superior. I mean, what? Like SCHG has performed better, certain time frames, but I don't think. I think they're pretty comparable. It's just QQQ is not a purpose-built growth index, so
I'm surprised though because SCHG is heavier top weighted than QQQ. I would think it would be different, it'd be opposite. So SCHG has about 32% is between Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia.
So like the growth criteria SCHG uses is based on like growth metrics, free cash flow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The large cap tech companies are monsters in that space, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But also QQQ, remember they limited the percentages of the top players, I think,
to 10% max, right? Or something like
they
that.
did something that they've never done before a few months ago.
Yeah, because
like the top players just got out of hand.
Yeah,
They were way too much of the QQQ. So they had like these caps. They've never used them before, but it was like in the I guess it was in their pocket, and they actually did it. Someone would know more. That I don't have QQQ, so I never dug into that very far, but
it's a pretty good index. Like honestly,
yeah, I mean
it's fine. Like
they're all grown up indexes.
Like it's funny though, because like the narrative that value small caps, historically have performed better than other investments. But it's like, okay, fine. Looking back 70, 80 years, that was true. But like 70 years ago, we didn't have Microsoft and freaking Apple, these just monster cash machine tech companies. Like, I think that's a game changer. If you go even in the 90s, big companies in America was General Motors and IBM and oil companies and stuff. It's just different, right? I think the dynamics.
The question is like the large cap companies, like especially the tech companies that we're talking about now, how much of a tailwind were they to the small cap and mid cap index back in the 90s, right? Like Microsoft, Apple, like they probably would have carried the small cap and mid cap indexes for a while before they got injected into the S&P 500, their large cap indexes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the bias for the small cap and the mid cap back in the 80s, 90s was probably due to a technological shift and that industry kind of blowing up. I'm guessing, right?
Temperature forecast.
Jesse just blew my brain up. I'm like,
Wait, what?
I'm trying to think about what you said while pulling up the next. Like,
Well, I mean, like even.
I don't like the question. Like, do you see it ever going back? I don't know.
Like
Do-
maybe
oh, yeah.
for periods, but
It's
Even
like at what point would the small cap or the mid cap outperform now, right?
That's I just
And I have a feeling it would have to do to like there would have to be a time frame, some type of time frame, whenever, where large cap is overvalued, and small and mid cap is just kind of like abandoned, and then there's some type of like regression to value, and balancing value to growth.
yeah, because if you like blanket it's so unappealing. Like, because odds are when it comes to larger cap or the largest of the large cap, and you compare it to like your average medium or small cap, who's got the healthier balance sheet? Honestly, who probably has the better financials? Like come on, setting aside price.
But
Like, even
the
from a
hard thing
fundamental
is that now, like the point that we're at now is that a lot of the small and mid cap companies that have a lot of promise are probably just going to be gobbled up by the large cap companies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that is
They're probably just going to be acquired.
that is
So like,
that's another difference. They have such access to like the free cash flow.
Yeah.
These tech companies is so vast, and they're not like oil companies that just had to keep, they're gonna commit their capital to like more oil. But this is different. Meta has option. Meta can burn billions of dollars on stupid metaverse and be just fine. Microsoft can just gobble an entire massive video game company like it's nothing. Which is just blows my mind that they bought Activision with cash. It's unbelievable. But Daddy wrote the check, Bill Gates. The other thing,
you wave.
I just feel like I am very I hate being in the heat, but it makes me feel good about my HVAC investments. So that's all I want to say about the heat.
That's why you don't move.
I will control your thermostat, everyone
Like,
here. I will profit from your
confirmation bias.
So I finally got my third HVAC company that I've always wanted. So I've got all three now, which was the plan
Nice.
for years now. So originally I thought the third was going to be A.O. Smith, but which isn't HVAC I get, but I don't know. So I'm pretty happy. I don't think you followed it, but so it dropped on earnings weakness in the first quarter. This company, Aon. So I've been following it for a while. It just ran, and I thought it was just too much, and then it dropped. First quarter missed. They missed. They haven't missed earnings in 2.5 years, I think. So I snatched up last week, like 74. So I thought I'd have more bites at the apple, and then it's like rip freaking 10% like in a week. So yeah. I imagined buying 3 tranches of this, so I bought a third of what I wanted. So I think I'm gonna be a little patient. I think their management talk about the rest of this year. They think is going to be slow for build outs of HVAC equipment. They used example, which is funny because people they said weather affects it, and then political environment, which is funny things to read. But what do you want management to just say? We're slow because they got to say something. So. Yeah. They gave whatever, believe it if you want, but the ramp ups will be in the future, I think. But this isn't going away. World's getting warmer. You're going to have to upgrade your HVAC systems. People in Europe are going to have air conditioners that never had air conditioners in their life. So I'm happy with it, but it's the most boomer play ever. I know. I read the comments yesterday. I guarantee half of the people that hear me talk about this hate it. They think it's stupid. It's too expensive. It's fine. You can say that. I heard the exact same things when I pitched Curtis Wright.
Oh yeah.
Same. It was the same critiques, and I pitched this when it was like 190, like here somewhere. I pitched it here, I think, October. So, but people get so wrapped on. I think this is because people like to pretend they're value investors because of Warren Buffett, and they'll just be like, they'll just vomit out of their mouth that it's expensive immediately without even like context, which kind of
Which is
makes me
super
laugh.
funny.
Because
Like Warren
you will
Buffett,
pitch I'm like, I even said yesterday, I know you probably didn't listen to ICOM. I'm like, this is a highest of high quality companies at a fairish price. Like that's what, if you want to go ahead, you tell me.
That's
that
what
you
I was
buy
gonna
exceptional
say.
companies at bargain prices. Good fucking luck. Everybody's trying to find those. So no.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what I
you
was
get.
gonna say, because like Warren Buffett was all about finding the highest quality and buying it at a fair price,
Mhm.
right? Like
That's kind of what I do. Because plus my time horizon is shorter than you all, like 20-year right out, 15-20-year outlook. I'm not 40 years outlook. So
just buy Conns, it'll be fine. They're cheap.
But this kind of fits with Carrier because Carrier is like mass production, like for the masses, right? Not really. They're like, here's our systems, buy them for your buildings. This company does like customize, semi-customized, not fully. This is why they've done so well. Semi-customized units. And if you look at their website, you can see all the different applications, whereas Carrier is just like, here's our products. But you go to their website, you can see the solutions. So solutions, see, they have, these are custom jobs, some of them. So it's different. It's different from Carrier. They don't directly compete. They compete to a degree. Some of this is from my brother, so we'll see. But I like all like data centers. They're projecting double-digit data center cooling growth or growth. Carrier is also in the data center space cooling, which I don't know how they compete with your VRT idea, because this is building-wide cooling, whereas you're talking like
liquid
water cooling of the data racks themselves, right? I don't know. You'd have to tell. Okay.
So I would think this would be more like general HVAC and like HVAC for like DCs, as far as like just air cooling HVAC systems for DCs, where VRT is going to be more focused on liquid cooling of the actual servers, like GPUs that are within the AI DCs. Which like VRT, like, man, it's so expensive. Like I got in it at like $70. I think I sold it at like 90, 96, something like that. And I don't know, man. I actually like what I did was
rack cooling is like the signature idea, right? Rack. Okay.
So the signature idea, well, why I liked VRT was because they had a lot of products that were around liquid cooling and like liquid cooling control, essentially. So like if you're piping all of your liquid cooling into a centralized system, that centralized system would control like the amount of fluid or the rate of fluid going to the various systems to cool it to a specific temperature. It's just like centralized or like centralized control modules for liquid cooling. So I thought there was like a lot of potential opportunity there, but it's so dang expensive. I just consolidated my DC plays into basically one player.
See, this is the part, like my brother is not in data center cooling, so he can't help me with this, but like I don't yet know why would someone need water cooling compared to just like general building cooling. I guess maybe
efficiency. Okay. Power efficiency, right?
So maybe power would play. Okay.
Yeah. So it
I mean, I'm sure there's I don't know the exact reason why would you do both or one or the other, but
yeah. So it's a combination of the power thesis as well. Whereas like larger and larger DCs with more and more intensive GPUs, especially in the AI compute space, are going to take more and more power, right? So you have a constraint on power. So then you're looking for any place that you can get efficiency in running your DC with less power. And that really comes to like your ability to cool with less power using like liquid, like thermodynamics,
Mhm.
has a huge increase. You're able to cool a GPU server using a thermodynamic like liquid cool system way cheaper than like a HVAC unit.
Mhm. Interesting. Yeah, this when you guys were doing this, like this was so out of my realm. But yeah, it's same ideas though, right? We've looked
Yeah.
at, and we're all around this at this point, the cooling of the data centers and
Yep.
building them out and stuff. Yeah, because
For
I was
sure.
figuring water. I mean, from my desktop knowledge, if you're more intensive applications of GPUs, you would want water cooling.
Yep.
But it's more expensive, I would assume, than just general building. Like maybe some data centers just don't need it, the application.
Yeah, you like so your upfront capex is going to be probably higher with liquid cooling, but your ongoing opex is going to be way lower.
Mhm.
So it's like, do you want to, especially when you look at the run rate of like, how much is going to be to operate a AIDC over the next 5 years or 3 years or whatever your lifespan is. You're kind of looking at that break even of capex versus opex.
There's geothermal solutions too, which is kind of interesting, which Aon does. So they have geothermal system.
Heat pump. Yeah, good old heat
Yeah,
pump.
geothermal has always been really interesting to me.
Such a cool idea.
Yeah.
I mean, this would probably be where you just need, like, energy costs are very prohibitive. I would imagine this would be a great option. It's probably not as efficient as like liquid, but it would maybe if you're in like California or somewhere where the kilowatts are really pricey.
Use geothermal with liquid.
Yeah. It's still liquid, so
right.
You just need a pump to move it around.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
Earth would do the cooling instead of some
exactly.
sort of condensing units.
Yep.
Yeah. These are all cool ideas. And what's cool, like, it's such growing markets. Like, and people are, we don't know how the future looks. Well, try and find spaces where you think it's going to grow, the addressable market. All right. Well, you gotta hit the road.
Yeah, I gotta head out here soon. I need to go take a shower from that 7-mile hike.
Thanks for hopping on, Jesse.
So yeah, but no, it was fun. But I'll catch you guys later.
See you around.
Bye,
We're
Jesse.
almost done anyway.
Later.
I think I would die if it's 100 degrees today. I left the house for like an hour just to go to Lowe's, but all right, what's left? Hold on a second.
God, I think
Ooh.
it's Boeing, OXY, and XLK.
Okay, we gotta run through. These are all pretty small topics, anyways. But everyone showed up. So, this is kind of it's funny. Okay, now it's just you and me because we talked about this last week with oil. We had said like all the oil companies, right? Oil prices went up almost $100, so they were flush with cash. Some of them had done share buybacks aggressively, and the stock price hadn't really reacted to share buybacks. So a lot of them decided to just start buying other companies. And then I think the Pioneer purchase just opened the floodgates. As soon as the first, was it Exxon bought Pioneer, right?
I want to say so, yeah.
I don't have it in front of me. And I know Chevron bought Hess, I think.
Yep, think so. Yeah. And ConocoPhillips.
Conoco just is going after someone now. So we're like, well, what's next? We were talking about last week, like, what's the next ARB possibility? But then we see this week, here is Berkshire. Here's their Berkshire just bought a crap load more of Oxy. So he keeps buying it and buying it. I think he's up to 40% ownership of it now at this point. So we were saying, okay, is any other companies going to buy somebody like, because I was thinking Oxy could buy something. But then now I'm thinking, do you think Oxy could get acquired?
If it does,
because we got. See, here it is again, that Apache one. I looked at it.
Yeah,
it seems very prime to be bought. to some degree. And if you're just looking at the Permian Basin is the most desired oil real estate. So this is not like the other oil fields, but so we got Chevron's already bought somebody, Conoco, Pioneer's gone. EOG I own already. I already said I'd be pissed if someone buys them. I'd rather them just not do any acquisitions. Their balance sheet is pristine. Exxon. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think, well, if Oxy did get acquired, but maybe he thinks it's going to get acquired or heard rumors, and that's why he bought more because he doesn't want it to be acquired.
It could be. That could be the
Now his
case.
ownership stake is so high, he can basically just decide what he.
Yeah.
Interesting place. Oxy hasn't really done anything. The stock hasn't shared in some of the gains of some of the other players. So interesting idea. But is it worth a lot on investment of time? Like, I don't know. It's fun to talk about, though.
Yeah. I lean towards maybe it gets put in under the Berkshire Energy umbrella, but like that's as far out as I'm willing to go. Whatever it is, for sure, yeah. Like the Berkshire would have to give the stamp of approval if it does get acquired. But
I have the other one that someone mentioned, Coterra. I haven't looked at it yet. Coterra as another possible acquisition target. But yeah, like at this point, there's all the big players have gobbled somebody up. So, but not much more to talk about with that. It's kind of cool to read like how the Permian Basin's developed, like some of this stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah, the geology of everything.
Why are we wasting people's time? Oil's dead, right? Elon said it. Oil will be gone. So, oh man.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's ignore. Oh, go ahead.
Where is ELK? Okay. This might be such a nothing burger, I guess, right? So this caught fire, I think, yesterday or this week. So this is a big technology fund. You can see big boys, right? $72 billion. The technology sector fund of State Street. So the rebalancing Friday. I have not reviewed. I haven't looked deeply into this like some of the other ETFs I've done reviews on. So you can see here's the top holdings. You can see it kind of looks weird. You're like, what the hell? What, Microsoft 22%, Apple 22%, Nvidia 5%. So you're like, what the hell? So people discovered. We've talked about this before, but like these specific industry or sector ETFs will have caps on weightings because if you don't, like I've shown one where it's like it was like if you don't have caps, like the big players in some of these sectors are like way bigger than everyone else, and it would be like if this was actually market cap weighted, like right now, like basically the top three would be like 90% of the stock. Like Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia, if we market cap this, are probably 90% of the weighting, and then the rest of the stocks here would be like the last 10%. So they put these caps. So I guess they only let the top two stocks be over 5% weighting. It's the way this thing is balanced, which makes so people are saying right now, or at least for brief periods, Nvidia was worth more than Apple and Microsoft. They're in this huge arms race right now, the three of them, but only two of them are going to get this top weighting. So the theory was if Nvidia jumps Apple, it would be like a $10 billion forced sale of Apple and a forced buy of Nvidia just in this fund alone. So people are on this on Reddit, which I thought's interesting. So the question is it some sort of arbitrage on Friday? I don't know, but like the weightings, where are we at, right? What's the weighting situation? So, okay, Apple, I don't know how up to date this is. So Apple 3.29. You would think this is accurate. So right now, Nvidia appears to be in the lead. So that is in place, if that were true at this point. So interesting. We'll see what happens. I think these are such massive companies, a $10 billion adjustment. I'm like, okay, what's that like worth 0.5%? whatever. I don't think there's anything here. But it may be people that do 0-day options. You'll find out. Someone on Wall Street Bets figures this out, and we'll see. I can't wait for Friday now to see what happens. So right now it looks like it will be triggered as long as Nvidia keeps Thursday their lead, which that could get erased real fast. The way these things have been moving recently with Apple's upward trend. So it's not set in stone this is going to happen, but GME is the next Berkshire. Paul, did he say that?
I hope not. But then again, it's Paul, so who knows?
I mean, that's kind of the idea. Well, they're not committed to that idea. Like they'd have to close tons of those GameStop stores and just have a few like model stores and commit to being a holding company. Like, I don't know, and let Ryan Cohen do his thing, but we will see. Their rebalance isn't in their freaking prospectus. You'd have to find the rebalance, I think, on the indexes, which I think is a Dow Jones index. So you'd have to go there to find the methodology, which is such a pain in the ass sometimes reading these things. So you can see Wall Street Bets is on it. Friday, $10 billion trigger, rush demand. We'll see. Kind of a lame story, but.
Great thing though is that Friday and Monday aren't too far away from here, and we can all get to see what happens.
Yeah, I will be entertained.
We all get to watch together.
Oh, Boeing.
Yes.
Last one.
Yep.
I kind of threw this in at the end. Let me grab something. Okay.
I only saw like bits and pieces of it. I forget if it was like Forbes or Bloomberg's YouTube channels where they helped stream some of that.
Yeah, so the CEO of Boeing went to Congress and he got his cheeks clapped. They grilled him for like 2 hours, and he just said some crazy, like I couldn't believe some of the stuff he was saying. Let me see is this the right video? There was like a 1-minute clip. I had it open and then it fell. Dang it.
While you're looking, everyone, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing.
She showed the Justin Timberlake video. Oh, man. Okay, 1 second. I don't want the whole thing. Okay, we'll just throw this one up there. I was looking for the highlights, but see what he says, some of the comments.
Counts on me for transparency.
Really? Because you're under investigation for falsifying 787 inspection records. The Boeing's under criminal investigation for the Alaska Airlines flight. You were investigated by DOJ for criminal conspiracy to defraud the FAA. This is all in your tenure. This doesn't sound like a lot of transparency to me. What about safety? Is that a component of your salary?
It sure is, Senator.
Have you seen the reports that
Unbelievable.
the subcontractor that you used to make that door piece that fell out of the sky, that when the FAA went and toured the facility, they found one door seal being lubricated with Dawn liquid dish soap and cleaned with a wet cheesecloth.
Yep, I
and
read
another was being checked with a hotel room key card. Does that sound like safety to you?
Senator, I think our relationship with that particular supplier has been well documented, reviewed by the FAA, and most certainly us. And I'm very intent on acquiring that company so that none of that ever happens.
The big problem, like we looked at the financials. I don't know how they buy it because you can't get a discount, right? They're shareholders of that was it Spirit Aero? The freaking name of it.
Oh yeah,
such company. But I mean, there's shareholders that want to be paid, so you're not getting no discount. I don't know how they afford it in their current state. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. I mean, there are obviously ways they can do it, but it's not going to be good for Boeing shareholders.
The FAA,
Like this is like they have to do this. Like this is one like I don't know. I guess you just go to the shareholders and be like, yeah, we're going to dilute the hell out of you to buy this company. We have to get this back under our own roof. It's a problem. This should never have been split off from Boeing, the fuselage company, which was the original Boeing facility anyways. And then they would transport by rail from that facility to freaking Seattle. I don't know why they ever spun it off. I'm sure they said because increase their margins or some crap. I don't know.
also says that Boeing still has not implemented the recommended steps back from 2019 and 2020 after the MAX crashes. You still have not taken the appropriate safety procedures or implemented.
So this is a great question because if as part of the agreement after those two planes crashes, they agreed to certain steps, right, to avoid criminal prosecution. So the government can now go after them potentially and bring back those charges from the two planes that crashed because of what's happened with the doors flying off and the safety issues because they didn't improve. So they could criminally charge Boeing, the government. I don't think they have yet, but it's on the. I don't know how they don't, honestly, unless their tactics just delay until they hope Trump gets in office and maybe a new administration. Yeah, I mean that might be what Boeing's trying to do right now. Just delay it. Boeing is no better a company than I don't know. People keep thinking that they've learned their lessons or they're taking this seriously. I don't see it. I don't think Boeing is still in the political game to deal with this stuff. I don't think they've really vested in improving
what they recommended. I mean, how if safety is a component of your $33 million compensation package, I mean, how can you possibly qualify for any of this? What about quality? Is quality part of your compensation?
He deserves this. This man deserves this.
Senator, I meet with the FAA pretty regularly. They don't hold anything back, and I'm not aware of anything that has been cited with respect to those accidents that we haven't taken action on.
Really? Because we've had whistleblowers. You said you'd listen to whistleblower testimony. We've had multiple whistleblowers come before this committee and allege that Boeing is cutting every possible corner on quality and safety, not just in the past, but now. They've alleged that you've eliminated safety inspections, that there are fewer in quality and there are fewer inspectors doing quality inspections out there. They've alleged that when they raised quality issues and concerns, they were reassigned, they were retaliated against, they were physically threatened. That doesn't sound like attention to quality to me. And yet you're getting paid $33 million a year. It's extraordinary.
Senator, we have increased our quality inspectors significantly.
How much has your stock price increased while you've been?
This is so embarrassing. This man's not gone.
Oh, yeah.
This is embarrassing. How has the board not fired him? In fact, he got reelected to the damn board. He got reelected to the board. So I don't even know if he's leaving that. He might just be out as CEO and he might stay on the board. This is madness. This is madness. This company they need to criminally prosecute the shit out of this company. This is so sad. The fact that he wasn't fired yet, like nothing's changed. It's just sad. This is like an American institution, this company. We can do at this point.
It hasn't. And I don't watch it much.
It's not like
I think the truth is, Mr. Calhoun, you're not focused on safety. You're not focused on quality. You're not focused on transparency. All of this is in the record. But I think actually you're focused on exactly what you were hired to do, which is that you're cutting corners. You are eliminating safety procedures. You are sticking it to your employees. You are cutting back jobs because you're trying to squeeze every piece of profit you can out of this country. This company. You're strip mining it. You're strip mining Boeing. It was one of the greatest American companies ever. It has employed thousands of people in my state. And you are strip mining it for profit, shareholder value, and you're being rewarded for it. You got a huge raise, a huge increase.
The thing, people like this guy's an insider. He was there when when the planes went down, the two planes crashed. Like he was already in there. They didn't even bring in new managers. And that's the big question. Like, who's the new CEO? If you're going to invest in this company, it has to be someone outside. I don't know how you buy this if it's another insider. I wouldn't be surprised if it is another insider. But what a disaster. Anybody that says this is investable in any shape or form online, I'm just like, I haven't seen anyone have a very thorough thesis on it, but you're just, I don't know. I don't know how you invest in this company. Like, this is such a, I've known about this company being shit for like a dumpster fire for years. And I told people in Discord, I'm like, they thought this was a turnaround. I'm like, this is not a turnaround play. There's no turnaround. There's no admission of any fault or guilt or responsibility at all. They just they dig their heels in. So crazy.
Placed here? I mean, don't you think maybe it's time to get back to focusing on making quality planes and paying your workers well and taking care of the little guys who got you to where you are? That's not a rhetorical question.
Senator, I don't recognize any of the Boeing you described.
Really?
I want to assure
You don't recognize the Boeing that has airplanes falling out of the sky?
He had some weak ass apology to the people that lost loved ones when this started, and then he just goes, there's no like acceptance of any of this fault. Like, this is hilarious. They dug their heels in.
That has had two, they have said that yes, and you're being rewarded for it handsomely.
What does he say?
Hear from you, because what I hear from you is a lot of this team does that and that team does that, and I listen to the whistleblowers, but I don't meet with them. And I've heard about all this stuff that you
we have taken.
every
I really enjoyed this. I watched the clip of this earlier. So also he admitted during this freaking testimony that they freaking here it is. Someone wrote this. He acknowledged that the company had retaliated against employees who have raised safety concerns. He didn't deny that. At least he didn't deny that part. So yeah, well, let's say they hired an agent, right? Beyond retaliate. If you mean eliminate, I think he used the wrong word, but unbelievable.
Oh man, this company has a moat, like one of the biggest.
That's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
There is this pile of money.
Yes.
It's just sitting there. Like, all these planes need to be built, and the people have the money just waving it in the parking lot, begging them to take the money to give them planes. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, demand for their products is not the issue at all. Every other company in the world is like fighting for demand.
Yeah.
Like, this company is the opposite. Like, it's just crazy. If they could ever hire, it's all about the CEO though. This is all about, and I know someone's going to throw a study at me saying CEOs don't matter. And you're going to look at every company like ASWA or the Dean Evaluation is going to do, well, I looked at every company in the world over the last 100 years and CEOs don't matter. I'm like, that analysis is worthless. It matters. It matters a lot. Like
Wells Fargo.
Let's go look at Wells Fargo. They have a new CEO who I was doubtful, but I thought he could turn them around, right? But we didn't know. It's hard. So far, it looks like he's doing the right thing, and rewarding shareholders. They just found, was it the built card? I saw this. So they had this rent payment card. It was this new credit card. You can use this credit card to pay rent. This was a previous administration at Wells Fargo. So now they're like, it's losing tens of millions of dollars, this stupid credit card deal that they have. And it goes through like 2029. So, cleanup for the new people, past mistakes. But man, I don't know who Boeing picks. I don't know who takes that job, man. Like people keep saying Larry Culp at General Electric. I mean, he is the guy, right?
He is, but
he is the man. He is like on top of like that they would want. Why would he ever take that job?
Yeah.
Why? He has pivoted and saved General Electric, and now he will be rewarded for that. Why would you? I don't know why he would take this on. So I don't know. In my ideal world, I'd like to see it be like an executive from maybe General Dynamic or Lockheed. I don't know. It's hard to say like who has experience manufacturing airplanes. It's very limited field of candidates in the first place.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, don't put it past them though to pick a retired airline executive. The most like a 60, 70-year-old Delta or Southwest executive. I'm telling you, they could do that. And you buy the company right now, you could be buying that. You don't know if they're really going to be committed to a real serious change. But I've seen a few people like the head, like the guy that runs Gulfstream for General Dynamics seems like a very competent executive from what I looked at briefly. So I don't know. Why would you take it on, right? Does he want the challenge? I guess.
It'd be a hell of a challenge too. Like that.
Yeah, would you leave Lockheed for Boeing? Ew. That's the other candidate. Someone at Lockheed possibly on their military side that has at least some experience making like the heavy bombers. At least that's experience building large aircraft or something. But
yeah.
Oh boy. Why you add Justin Timberlake in the thumbnail? Because I wanted to do him dirty. I left my ass off. So. Oh, we could finish with this. So it's hilarious, dude. Like, where's the original? I should put the original up. Bro, how could you not put this in the thumbnail?
What is this like about? Did Justin screw up recently, or I'm not aware of the news.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Dude, look at his eyes. Bacon. Look at his.
Yeah, I was gonna say he definitely looks really glossy eyed.
Look at those eyes, Bacon. He is so whacked out of his mind. From experience, I know. He was on, so I think they ran through he was on like 6 medications. Like,
jeez.
Yeah, and drunk as hell. We don't need to go through it.
Yeah, but God,
he was
get help.
Tripping out of his mind driving.
Oh my God! Yeah,
he's probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars, man. You could have a car. I don't understand these people, but there you go. Poor Justin. I guess the rumor I saw one story said the police officer that arrested him is young enough that he didn't know who Justin Timberlake was because he hasn't. When was the last time he really released? Like 10, 15 years ago, like his big music.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. Some 22-year-old. Yeah, everyone cares about this guy I arrested. I don't even know what's up. So yeah. Oh wait, yeah. He said he had 1 martini. Look at these eyes. Is that 1 martini? You think that's 1 martini?
It's multiple strong islands that have been spiked.
That is not 1 martini. Oh, hilarious. Oh well. Maybe he's like a really terrible person. We don't know.
Yeah.
That cop the cop he must be like young. I mean, you can be a cop at 18.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to have a high school diploma normally. Because I'm 25 and I still listen to his music. I don't know any specific songs. Like, you'll hear him on the radio now. I know he has music still coming out. I can't recall any of his new stuff though. 1 martini and 5 Xanax. I think he had more than that even. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, I think that's enough.
Yeah, get help. Get help. Please.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Got kids too.
Oof.
I'm going to put him in every thumbnail just for Lincoln. No, just this one, but thanks for watching. I think, did Fabio say he's going to go live tomorrow?
I believe so. I think he said that he was going to try and do that with Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to say, but.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I hope it's not 100 degrees again tomorrow, but.
I think I get to have a little bit of coolness back.
I'll just listen. I don't have much to say on it. Whatever they want to get into.
Hard to say.
Thanks for watching, people.
Yep. Thanks for having me on.
Wait, should I end it with I couldn't. There was a certain video I couldn't put it up. Anyways, thanks for watching and we will see you later. Bye.